Hi, this is Linda Nemefro here, and I welcome you to another episode of the networking series. Today is going to be an amazing day with a massive value in the series. And if it is your first time coming to my channel, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell to get a notification when the next content drops. And if you're watching me live on Facebook, go ahead and click on that follow button, because that is one of the best decisions you are going to make in your life this year and beyond. And I'm going to share with you why. So today we are going to be talking about why a lot of people have followers but they don't have authentic relationship. Yeah, I know how these things work. Right, when I started in the online space, I didn't know all of this, right? And I know you can connect with me where you are told a lot of strategies you can employ to get all the followers, to do all the numbers. But the numbers game has been misinterpreted, that people focus on the strategy to gain followers rather than building connections, on which the social media platform was built for. And that is why when you see a lot of followers come to your DM to ask for urgent 2K, it's a sign that they lack true relationship in their space, regardless of their large followership. Some is that they do not have content to sustain the kind of relationship that they have acquired. And that is why in the inner space, why we are building Confident Global Champion, we teach them how to not just get connected, but also stay connected. And so because you want to stay connected, you begin with the end in mind. And that is why we are bringing this value to your space. So you basically understand what you should be building and what you should focus on, even when it is going to take time. So people rush to gain followership, but they are not ready to build relationship. And that's why they will stay online and be quick to run out to say that online space doesn't work. I'm using the online space as a case study, but this is something that people practically do every day of their life without their consent. And that's why we are bringing this light to you. If you know someone who needs to be here, tag them in the comments or copy the link and share to them, because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. Now let me share with you, I am here with 3 basic or fundamental things why you lack authentic relationship, right? And even with your large followership online. The first thing is that you are busy in the online space using this strategy to build a strategic brand instead of living a structured life. There are people who are writers because they came into the online space and saw people writing. So they began to do what writers are doing just to belong in the online space that they are building brand. You're not authentic to yourself. So, and you know, when you are not authentic, right, people will definitely perceive that. And so they will sit to watch you and consume whatever you have, but they do not want to come close to you because they can perceive a sense of copy in you. So you don't want to be a copy of someone else because you came online, barged into something that you can't even find yourself into. And what is going to happen in that brand you are building is that you will always be making an impression when you can be making expressions. So it's no longer about what is inside of you want to explore to help people, right? Based on what you are called to do. You're now doing it because they told you you need a graphic design, you need all of this. All those things are set, but that connectivity is lost because you are living someone's life. So today I want you to understand that living a structured life is the best brand you can ever build. Forget about every strategy they told you online about building. You need to be, first of all, discover yourself, know what you are called to do, so you can be able to build an audience that your message is for. Because when you begin to share those things with them, they can connect with it faster than building followers, rather than building authentic relationship. Second thing is that when you must have done this, most people in the online space position themselves as perfectionists Ominino West. And because of that, you build a stereotyped network of followers who are going to follow only to devour what you have without even appreciating or even rewarding it in any way. So whenever you are in need, nobody will come to your help because of what? You are communicating, you are not connecting to them. So you communicate based on the fact that they need to know, but you are not connecting with them. You're not building a relationship with them. You always feel like you will come to your post, like, right? People will come to your post and comment section, and that's all. Nothing happens in your direct message because there are some confidential information that people are going to share with you. And the moment people begin to share a part of you, that is the beginning of the relationship you are building, right? So a lot of people position themselves as Ominino West, as perfectionists in the name of building a strategic brand, and then they forget that they were first humans before they started a business. So that way, the moment you begin to have issues or confusion, nobody will come to you because of that position, right? You have shown yourself that you can sort yourself out anywhere and you do not need help. So that way, you will now be able to keep building followers because you understand the strategy of numbers, right? But you will not have conversion because of what? The authenticity of your human nature is not infused in what you are doing. Now, the third fundamental thing, why you have large followership and lack authentic relationship is because you lack the courage and the vulnerability to share your story. See, nothing beats you sharing your story. Nothing. Sharing your story is sharing a part of you. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable. People talk about their successes, but they don't talk about their failures, how they got there. And people will connect more when they can see that you have failed in where they are failing already. That's where the connection point is. So what you are trying to do is to let them know that you don't have the courage to be able to share a part of you. So what you do is you communicate, you don't connect. So they have clarity of what you want to say, but there is no part of them that relates to them with what you are saying. That is where the story comes in. Is there any experience you had with a friend or a story you know about a friend that relates to what you want to say or what you want to communicate about? We would like to know, was there a time that you failed in that thing and you were able to find out strategies? We would like to connect to it. Because a lot of people are looking for authentic mentors. A lot of people are qualified mentors, but because they are not courageous enough to actually share their story, they don't give those potential mentees the opportunity to connect with them because they don't share their story of the certain position where their mentees are at the moment. So you've made millions of dollars right now. Was there a time you were broke? What was it during those periods? What were the people telling you that time? What were the things? Did you go through imposter syndrome? We would love to know. It takes a lot of courage to share your down times and understand that your personal values are yours to give, but your private values are yours to keep. No one is asking you to share your private life, but if you must share a particular fact, let there be a story that connects the individual who is going to read that content or whatever you are bringing to the table. That is where the connection comes in. And that's where you begin to build authentically people who can really relate with your story, people who can really relate and connect with that part of you. That is where you begin to share. That is where you can cause them to send a DM rather than drop in a comment section. That is where they want to put up their phone and put a call through to be able to reach out to you for a solution you have because you were courageous enough to share a part of you people hardly do. All right, so you don't want to be in that space where you have large followers and they don't convert. You need to be courageous enough to share your down times, to be able to connect with that particular fact or that particular message that you actually have. That is going to qualify if you are going to build the right audience. And don't forget the first and the second one I talked about. With that, it is the basic of the basics, right? So you stop with your large followers, you stop building followers, start building leaders. And the moment you start building leaders, you start building accurate people who your message is for. Do not come into the online space to belong and start building strategic brand. You want to come into a space whereby you gain a relationship that will help you to structure your life and position to understand the message that you are called to give to the world in order to build your kingdom. Because kings are going to come to the brightness of your rising. It is to the brightness of your rising. It is growth. It is not perfection. It is progress. It is not movement. Right? So you want to be able to differentiate between followers and people who truly love you, right? And so with these three basic things, you are one way into building more authentic relationship than just building followers online. You can actually check out what actually inspired me was that one of the things that inspired me was Emeka Nobis. He had issues with his Facebook account. And then that was actually a test. I see it as a test, and I learned so much from him that within 24 hours of him recovering or creating a new account, when he lost his account that has over 100, I think it was up to 100,000 followers. And then in 24 hours, he was able to get 24,000 followers. Guys, it's not about the followers. It's about people who truly care and want to continue being in that space. Another thing is always have a value that will sustain the people that you get, because you want to sustain what you attain. We are building confident global champions, and these emerging and intentional leaders are going to build strong self-esteem and strategic networks to thrive. If you want to get started in your authentic relationship, in building that authentic brand, type CGC in the comment section or check the link in my description in my channel to start a one-on-one conversation with me. And of course, feel free to subscribe. Click on that notification bell, right, to get a notification when the next value drops. I hope you were able to get one or two where you can actually know that you need to focus on relationship, because it is on that relationship that this platform exists. It is actually people that uses it, not robots. So stop building strategic brand. Start living a structured life. A structured life is where your brand message is, right? Be courageous enough and be vulnerable to tell your story, so that people can connect with it more than the fact you want to tell in the name of communication. And also, do not position as omni-know-west, so you don't scare away your destiny helpers when the time comes. We were first humans before we started business. Never take away that human nature outside of the picture, because that is the authenticity and the gift of perfection, of imperfection that we humans have in us, that is what to be celebrated instead of perfection, right? With that, I want to say thank you so much for joining the series today, and I hope you got one or two. Until I come with the next value, I still remain your friend, and you're going to get networking strategy.